Good afternoon, friends. I hope you're well. In this video, what we're going to do is I'm going to teach you how to make thousands yield farming very hyped meme coins on Solana. So don't take this video as a get rich quick scheme. This has strategy involved in it. You must be cautious. You must be buying a token as if you're holding it for at least 1 or 2 days. So the most important thing is the entry on the token. So what we're going to do, if you don't know what yield farming is, we're going to buy a meme coin. I'm going to buy it now. And then we're going to deposit it into a liquidity pool that's already existing. And we're going to be accumulating every single transaction. We're going to be accumulating fees. So each time someone buys one of these coins, we will receive a fee that the DEX charges depending on what the fee is on the pool. So this is charging 1%. I think Orca charged 0.25%. So 0.75 will get shared out between the people in the pool. So if you own the whole pool, you get all the fees. If you own 1%, you get 1% of the fees generated. The fees are here. So you can see this one is accumulating 144,000. If you owned 1% of that, you'd obviously get 1,400 on that. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look, and I'm going to filter out some of the coins here because I want ones with at least $1,000 TVL. You can put 10,000 if you want or anything like that, but start with a minimum of 1,000. So you've got two options. You can look at what is yielding really well. So this one is an extremely high yield. Act I bought last night. I posted on my Telegram channel before I bought it. The link is in the description if you want to follow along. And I think I generated about $100 overnight. So I just went to bed, bought it, staked it, sorry, yield farmed it, and then we went from there. So Act, we can take a look at Slop, actually. So if you want a full range, you've got two options, full range, custom range. Full range gives you 8% a day. So let's say we put in 1 Solana worth of Slop and then 1 Solana here. That's $326 worth, and we will generate $26 per day. That's a very conservative amount. I would not want that type of return on a meme coin. I want it much higher. So a custom range will yield you much better. Bear in mind, we're only putting 324 and we're receiving fees of potentially 472. Now you might say to me, Kada, how can it generate that much fees when we're putting such a small amount in? Well, the thing is, it's all based on volume. So this is the pool, I think. Yeah, so it's the Orca pool, 29K. This is probably the pool itself. So the fees are generated from the people with high volume. Yeah, so people are just paying the fees. They're going to get paid anyway. You might as well accumulate some of them. So this is a 10 to 12 range. So what this looks like on the chart, this is a 1 minute chart. It would probably be anywhere between like this range. Sorry, my drawing's off. So what then happens is that might be a bit more than 10. But let's say you go out of the box here. If the price drops in or out of it, what you'll do is you only earn fees in this range. So the range is important. What you don't want is a really tight spread. So if you went in with, let's say 1%, let me refresh this. If you went in with a 1% range, that's the difference here. So you can see on the 24-hour, it moved 13%. So you kind of want to catch it in the middle. And also the entry is the most important thing. Do you want to buy this coin here and it drops to here? You put in 2 Solana and now it's worth 1 Solana and you're not earning any yield. That's the danger with these, with yield farming. So if we look at Slop again, and if you've done a really tight range of 5%, the smaller the range, the less time you're going to hold it in. So let's say you put in 1 Solana worth, so 2 Solana in total, you earn a whopping $1,300. That is a huge amount for $400 invested. If you can manage to keep that alive. Now, sometimes the price drops out, drops in, drops out, drops in. But what we want, I want a yield that's actually going to work and bring me. So for Slop, if we buy this now, let's say we buy 1 Solana of Slop. Is it a good entry? Not bad. Solana is dropping in price at the moment, but it's not, dumping too hard. So let's buy one Solana worth, and we're going to put in one Solana as well. So we've got it now. Let me refresh this. So we've got 6,400 in our wallet. And what we want to do is at 25 million. So I'm going to put in custom range. So I'm going to look now, and I'm going to put the max, and I think that's 10%. We might go over 10%. I might go over 15. What would that yield me? That's not bad. Basically doubling our money in 24 hours. Now bear in mind the 24-hour period is based on the last 24 hours. So it might have just been really high volume on slop the last few weeks or the last few days, and now it's falling off. You can see the chart is on a downtrend, but this might be a good entry. This might be a good floor. So I believe that's our liquidity being added. So if we go back, you get an NFT that is burnt on it. Now, if we go to our portfolio, we have yielded 16 cents so far. So bear in mind, we put 2 Solana in, and our estimated yield is $300. What I want ideally now is the price to appreciate and get a yield on it. So ideally on this size balance in this time frame, so you can see sales coming in, so our balance has dropped, but we've earned a yield. On this time frame, I would be very happy with, no joke, $50 profit. Just based on 2-3 hours. Because if the price goes up $20 and we earn a $20 in yield, and then we wait a bit more and then it becomes $50, that's kind of what we want. So in theory, this could yield very good results. If it manages to last a day and the price goes up slightly, we'll earn a good yield. So this is our range, and this is our price at the moment. So we got in about here, so we're down slightly. We're down $2-3 or something. So what we want is it just to stay in this range, ideally for as long as possible. That's what we want. If it drops out of this range, this will be zero. We will not earn a yield, even if it goes up in price. So we must hold, we must keep it there, and you can withdraw this anytime. Now, an aggressive thing you can do is to harvest the yield and compound it. So this works very well when you're doing a short or a small range. So if you're here and here, you can do that. So this takes a while, this Orca and stuff like that, because there's slippage, etc. So the price is going down, which is fine. But we've harvested our yield. So in my wallet, I should have some slop. I think some got left over, but it should have deposited it. Now what I want to do is I want to deposit more. So we'll take some Solana as well. So we put in, let's say for example, we've put in 2.1 Solana now worth of tokens. If the price moves, it lets us out. Okay, we get the message. Give it a second. And I must research why this coin is doing well and what it is. It's probably one of those AIs. So I'm not necessarily interested in how the token's going to do. Again, put your deposit, and then we're just going to top up our balance now. This will give us more share in the pool size. So if we own, I think there's 28k in liquidity here, roughly. Yeah, 28k. So we own, let's say 1% of that. We own a very small amount. So the fees generated, if we go back to pools, was 12,000. So if we own 1% of that, we should get a good amount, really and truly. Sometimes the yield will go up as well. So if we go to our portfolio, our daily yield will go up. So you'll see this is 400. Check back later if the volume starts to pick up, because it's a quiet time at the moment. It might be $600. So you'll be earning on that. So I'll hold this pool. What happens is, if it starts to drop in price, I will exit the pool. I'm not going to lie. And you can see someone added here. What we want is a bigger pool as well. We don't want a small pool. We want people to keep adding and adding and adding in order for us to facilitate bigger buys and sells, because that's what it's about. But keep an eye on this. This is something you can just leave for a few hours, check back. But obviously, if you're on your PC or whatever, you can check in with the price, keep an eye on it. We got about 2.1 Solana. So when I ideally sell, I want to be in profit in this. But this is how to yield farm quite high. Now, if we want to do something really risky, what you can do is, let's say, let's use slop as an example because it's the highest feed one at the moment. If you wanted to put in like, I don't know, $1,000 into this pool and you wanted to make a pool, you earn a very high amount. But if you put it onto a very short spread, you earn a very high amount. So what you want to do with this is put it in, compound this every single buy because you'll be getting a few dollars. Compound it, half of it, and then take it out. As soon as you break a bit of profit, you can take it out. You probably end up with a few $100s. That is a strategy I'm not fantastic at. Even if you do a 1%, I mean, this will be really ridiculous if you do like a 1% on a free Solana. Let's go with a 3%, 2%. I think it doesn't even let you put in that amount. Let's go free. So if you put in even one Solana, you'd earn $3,000, which is ridiculous. If you put in 3 or 4, you'll earn a very high amount. However, the pool is very small in this slot one, so you probably wouldn't be looking at, okay, we're going to accumulate loads. But have a look. Yield farming does have risk to it associated with it, but the yield potential is there because the volume is there. And if these tokens start to pick up in price, you can just sell off. If it starts to dip down, you can either compound or exit. So having a good strategy, a good entry, I don't know if I haven't done any research on slot, I'm just doing it for the video's sake, but I'll leave this for a few hours just to see. I can't see it going any lower. If it does go to here, I'll exit if there's no volume as well. All the best. Take care.